Yo, Joe!
Hello everybody and welcome back to a video a little bit different this time. We're doing some more, modding or customization kind of video. Hopefully it's not too long, but I just want to show a few modifications to the Cobra Island Viper, or the 3-pack that came out. I did this before that 3-pack came out and basically made this guy my squad leader. But just to go through some of the mods I did to him, I changed the feet to those of Cobra Commander's boots. I tried replacing the entire leg, but I just couldn't, and no matter how much I heated up the area, I just couldn't remove the boots. It's very deep pegs, and I didn't want to risk ripping it, so I just kind of left it and just replaced the feet, which looks good, because you have the layered sort of tiers there on the boot, and it kind of goes in line with these ridges here. So that's a nice and easy mod. Just heat this up and swap out the feet. I gave this guy a Gridiron's pistol here because he deserves a huge pistol. I give him a Gridiron Studios a sort of a pump assault rifle here. I believe this is an MTAR. I could be wrong, but you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. The other major mod that I did for this guy was separating the belt to an upper torso vest. Now, removing the back piece here, I also removed some of the plastic we had back here, just so that it didn't look as bulky, and you can see those differences there. Basically, my way of cutting around these is just finding a line where you can cut alongside and removing that certain area of plastic. So as you can see, I followed along this line here, cut down to the tippity top of the hole here and back up, and removed that big chunk of plastic there. And just so he doesn't look as bulky. Now for the torso, I also cut alongside this very top line of the belt there that goes all the way around this guy, going along that line. And then I cut below the red line that goes all around here, under this sort of armor piece there, under these pouches, and back up here under that red. And it should give you this sort of look that is going on here. And it adds some articulation. You can use that torso now. He can lean backwards and he can swivel. So a very nice mod. I think so myself. It makes him look lighter, but you have that added range now, and it doesn't look half bad. This looks very bulky and restrictive. This feels free. He can move around now, and I really do love that. And I think the upper vest just looks cooler, and it's cool having this sort of belt piece separate from the vest. Another mod I made was basically just cutting around the edge inside the head sculpt, so he can look up a little more. With a regular uncut head sculpt, he can only look up before his head pops off. He can only look up about that much, and with the cuts I made inside the head sculpt, he can look significantly up more. And also removing this piece of plastic here kind of helps with that movement. But removing both of their heads, you can see where I just kind of went around the edge, removing some of that plastic compared to a regular one, and that certainly helps with the articulation looking up. Now, I am gonna do the same mods with a what's it called, a Cobra Viper officer, I think they're called. I'm gonna do it a little bit different with this guy. Go on top of this line here and see how that ends up looking for a much more chunkier and a bigger belt. But I'll do that, and then I'll check in again and see how that turns out. Alright, so I got most of the things I wanted to cut away on this guy. As I said, I would try to leave this a little more of a chunky belt, a little more armor, to the stomach and whatnot. Kind of don't like it too much. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I do like that it's a little more armored up. But I don't know. I think it's the way I cut it just didn't end up the greatest. But that being said, that's the belt done. And I do want to emphasize careful when you're cutting into the belt, because I did kind of scratch him up a bit, which I don't really mind. It's my own figure, and it's barely any noticeable because it's along the vest there. On the back side, I didn't go as down as my other modded Viper. As you can see, I went all the way down to the hole here, and here I stayed a little bit more above it, just to give it a little more sturdiness for the back piece there. But that being said, the head I also modified, and he can now look slightly more up, which is always nice. Another quick modification I made was cut the armor bands up to the wrists, and now he has access to his watch, so you can look at the time. But I thought they were a little restrictive. This one doesn't have it. But yeah, those are the modifications I made on the Cobra Island Viper to make him a little more posable, make him seem a little more lighter, and so you can get some more range out of those head sculpts, because as is, we can't really look up all that much. That's about as much as it can go. Cutting this back piece plastic here also helps. But I think that does it for this video. I may just completely cut this entire red plastic off. I don't think it'll look as nice because the red will still be on top compared to the other Cobra Vipers who have a full black vest, so the cut isn't as noticeable. But I may just cut the remaining of this plastic off. I do prefer the much slimmer belt look. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below if these mods help in any way. I may do something similar with the Alley Vipers because they have a bulky vest as well. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in a future video.